Hey guys, in this video we're going to be talking about slope. So in the past we've talked about the K value, your unit rate, and how much it's going up by proportionally. That is slope, okay? We are now going to use the official word slope. So these are the ways a slope can look. The rate of change between any 2 points in a line. The slope tells how steep it is, okay? So we have a positive slope, going in the positive direction. We have a negative slope, and we have a slope of 0, okay? It is not going up, it is not going down. It is going straight across. It is on a y-axis, so it's going to be the equation y equals something, because it's on the y, going along a y axis. And then when it goes up and down, is going to be what's called undefined. And that's going to be when x equals something. Okay, it's going to be a straight line, a vertical straight line. So when we have an equation, the slope, think about when we've done it, y equals kx. K is your unit rate, k is your slope. So here, 3 is the slope. And 4 is what's called your y-intercept. So think about when we talked about how direct variation has to go through 0, 0. Slope is how much it's going up by, and if it's direct variation, it will go through 0, 0. So it will not have a y-intercept because it will be at plus 0, so you don't need to write that. Where, you know how there's situations where you already start out with $4, that is not going to go through 0, 0 because it's going to be up 4 already. So that is going to be where it crosses the y-axis. So let's look here. For this first one, y equals 4x plus 2. 4 is your slope, 2 is your y-intercept. Then 3/4 is your slope, 4 is your y-intercept. Negative 2, notice it's a negative 2. It's going to have a negative slope, so it's going to be going down this way. And then 3 is your y-intercept. 1/2 is your slope. Negative 3 is your y-intercept. Notice the invisible 1. So 1 is your slope, 4 is your y-intercept. Then negative 1 is your slope, and negative 2 is your y-intercept. So let's practice graphing. So what I tend to do is I do -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2 in a graph, okay? So then I plug it in for the equation. So -2 times 4 plus 2 gets me -6. Then plug in -1 times 4 is -4, plus 2 is -2. Plug in 0. 0 times 4 is 0, plus 2. Plug in 1. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 2 is 6. Then -2 would be 8, plus 2 would be 10. Okay, so let's graph that. X and then Y. So -2, -6. -1, -2. 0, 2. 1, 6. 2, 10. And I'm going to use my ruler because I can be that fancy. Remember, use your 2 fingers to move it, to turn it. Okay, draw my line. Ruler off, arrows in either direction. And that is your graph. So notice, it would not have been direct variation, because it did not go through 0, 0. It went through 0, 2, and it had this extra little plus 2 part on it. So remember, that's not direct variation, and the slope is going up and over by 4. We'll talk about that in a second. So for slope, rise over run, okay? So it goes up by 1, the numerator, and over by 4, runs over. And then slope down would be down 1 and to the right 4 because it's going in the negative direction. So we'll do a little more practice. So this one, the slope was 4. So notice from point to point, we went up 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. So the slope was 4 over 1. Okay. So here our slope is 1/2. So I'm going to start with -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and -3. So there's a few ways we can do this. I'm going to do this way by graphing it and then double checking it. So 0, -3, okay, because that's your y-intercept. So I can put a dot here at that. So it's going to go up 1 over 2, rise over run, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. Okay, so let's test it. So -2 times 0.5 minus 3. So sorry, let's do this. 0.5 times -2 minus 3 gets me -4. So let's see if that would work. So -2, -4, that goes in my line. Okay, well, let's check if we have, what would -1 be? So -1 times 0.5 minus 3 gets me -3.5. -3.5, which would be right there. 0, 3. Let's see what 1 would be. 1 times 1/2 is 1/2. So 0.5 minus 3 would be -2.5. Yep, so that would be right there. And then 2 times 1 is 2, and then minus, and that would be -3. So 0.5 times 2 is 1, minus 3 is -2. So that was right. Okay, so again, you can do the rise over run. Take your ruler, line them up. So this has a slope of 1/2. So notice the last time we had a slope of 4. So notice this is a lot steeper. Not as steep, I should say. Okay. So here we go. The slope is -3 over 1. So your y-intercept is going to be at 0, 2. Okay, 0, 2. Because you plug in 0. Okay, so -2, -1, 1, 2. So -3 times -2 plus 2 gets me 8. Then -1 times -3 plus 2 gets me 5. -3 times 1 plus 2 gets me -1. And then -3 times 2 plus 2 gets me -4. So let's graph it. So -1, 5. Sorry about that. -1, 5. -2, 8. 1, -1. 2, -4. Okay, so it does have the negative slope. Love the ruler. That's so fun. Okay, so it does have a negative slope because it's going down, y-intercept at 0, 2. Okay, so our slope is 1, so it's going to be 1 over 1, right? So let's -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. So plus 2 is 0. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So -2, 0. -1, 1. 1, 2. So it is not direct variation. It's not going to go through 0, 0. 1, 3, 2, 4. Bloop. Okay, that's what your graph would look like. Okay, so y. So we'll do our same -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. So y equals 3. Always y equals 3. So -2, 3. -1, 3. Bloop, bloop, bloop. All the way across. So this has a slope of 0. Here, x is always -4. Okay, so if I plug in -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. So -4, -2. See, we're going this way now. And our slope, nope, I had that wrong before. Our slope here is 0. Our slope here is undefined. No, this is 0. I had it right. Slope is 0 here. This slope is undefined. Yes. So when it's a vertical line and x equals whatever, it's undefined. And if it is horizontal on the y, it is a slope of 0. Okay, here's one more. -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. So it's going to be 0, -2. So -2 times 2 is -4 minus 2 is -6. 2 times -1 minus 2 is -4. 1 times 2 is 2, minus 2 is 0. 2 times 2 is 4, minus 2 is 2. So -2, -6. So we could do our rise over run, which is our slope of 2 over 1. So up 2 over 1. Let's check that. Which is -1, -4. So that worked. So let's check again. Up 2 over 1, 2, 0. That worked. Up 2 over 1, 2, 1. Sorry, 1, 0. That worked. And then up 2 over 1, 2, 2. That worked. Let's check our ruler. I'm going to do it in black this time, I did my dots in the other color. Oops. And go ahead and start the sort.